What's going down? What's up with y'all, man? Look, disclaimer: I am not a relationship expert, and I don't claim to be one. However, there are some things based on experience I can speak on. The relationship between siblings is unique. I think, or I'm of the opinion, I'm of the train of thought that you shouldn't fall out with your sibling, your brother, your sister, over BS, over some petty things. I know of two individuals who cannot stand the sight of each other. And if you listen to each one of them separately speaking on why they fell out, it's just nonsense. It's just bullshit. Nonsense and bullshit and pettiness. Just because an individual calls himself an adult, calls himself grown, doesn't mean you're really grown, especially if you're not willing to put your differences aside and come together during a moment of tragedy or during a moment of happiness and get along. That blows my mind. And I think if I see it manifest itself, or I see it happen between my kids, and it bothers me because I'm like, why are y'all fighting? Y'all fighting over some stupid stuff. You're fighting with this one because you feel that they have an agenda against you. You feel like they don't respect you. You feel like they're always starting a mess. And I'd be like, you know what? How about you get out of this whole mentality of I am gonna make you feel how I'm feeling? Because when you're hurting, the way you try to justify it is trying to hurt other people, because you want them to feel the same amount of pain. You want them to feel the same amount of pain you're feeling. Which is usually impossible, because I can't feel the same amount of pain you're feeling, and you can't feel the same amount of pain I'm feeling. But I see it happen quite often. Oh, I don't talk to my brother, I don't talk to my sister. And if you really listen to the root cause of all this, disagreement, is usually something really petty, something really small, something they can actually sit down and talk about. Let me give you a situation, scenario. I mean, this is not my sibling, but this is my parents. I was resentful towards my parents for a long time after my brother passed on. And I think I spoke on this on my Instagram, or one of my Instagram videos. And it wasn't until I became a parent and sat down with my mom and we spoke about it and squashed whatever issues that I felt, and and we moved on. We moved on. We laughed about it, joked about it, and that was it. And we justify it in our minds and in our heads, and we come up with all kinds of nonsense in our head why we can't get along with a sibling we've fallen out with. But it's all BS, man. If you can sit down I mean, the relationship that you have with your sibling is bigger than whatever disputes and issues that y'all might have. Now, I get that there's some things which are hard to forget that y'all might have done to each other, but I believe in forgiveness. I believe in forgiveness, not even for the sake of the other individual, for the sake of you to heal, for you to not keep dwelling on that pain, for you to not hold on to that pain. You will be surprised how many people do not adhere to that principle of forgiving each other because they've been brought up with the whole an eye for an eye, teeth for tat. You do me wrong. I'm gonna do you wrong, but I'm gonna try to up it on you. It's. I think the world can be a really, really good place if we learn how to forgive and also communicate. Communicate in truth and in love. Because it's sad and unfortunate to say, but most people who look like me and sound like me don't. A majority of the people who look like me and talk like me don't really know how to communicate, don't know how to resolve disputes without without issues. If you have the ability to resolve disputes just by talking and communicating, man, you gonna be alright. You will be alright. Now the issue comes in when you're dealing with an individual who is not trying to listen to what you have to say, or who is also not trying to understand where you're coming from. Because the individuals like that, they're stuck in their ways and they're always right, and nobody can tell them, or they're not willing to listen to your counsel. That's where the issue comes in. Anyhow, yeah, man, let's stop this BS of holding grudges towards siblings because of something they said or something they did. I'm quite sure if you guys sat down and talked about it, that issue can be resolved. Anyhow, y'all have a wonderful and blessed weekend.